Hello everyone, it is finally time. Here's my review of the 2021 Candyman movie. It stars Yahya Abdul-Mateen II as Anthony McCoy. He's an artist who's having a tough time creating new work until he's encouraged to learn more about the Cabrini Green ghost story, the legend of Candyman. By doing so, Anthony unknowingly opens the door to a force that will truly shed blood if one says Candyman's name 5 times in a mirror. Nia DaCosta's Candyman is so much more than a spooky urban legend that's actually true and can kill you if you dare say his name. It's also so much more than an entertaining, gory slasher movie that delivers a quick thrill. This 2021 movie takes what we got in the 1992 film and it changes the storytelling perspective, and in the process it winds up turning the Candyman legend into a deeply disturbing reflection of the awful real-world truth of racial violence. Before I get any further on this one, I must urge you to seek out other opinions on the 2021 Candyman movie. Opinions from folks who do not look like me. So in the description section of this video, you can find links to other reviews written by Black film critics that I urge you to check out. Alright, so we have been saying Nia DaCosta's Candyman for quite a while now, and yes, I know she's credited on the screenplay alongside Jordan Peele and Win Rosenfeld, but DaCosta is at the helm of this movie, and wow, does she make it her own. There is such a strong sense of authorship to this one, and I'm not going to tell you that every single swing she takes works, but a lot of them do, and even the ones that don't fully click, they still feel fresh and exciting because of the boldness, the creativity, and the purpose that she puts into them. Choices that worked real well for me. The limited gore, and I mean, actually, now that I say that, I'm thinking about all the blood that we actually do see in the movie, and that doesn't necessarily feel like the best phrasing anymore. So, to put it more accurately here, DaCosta embraces the mirrors of the legend and how the legend itself is reflective of this endless cycle of violence in her visuals throughout the movie. So when it comes to the kill scenes, that gives her the opportunity to, show the violence, but without necessarily giving you a full view of every gory detail. And you guys know I love me some big bloody set pieces in slasher movies, but this one is different. It calls for a different approach to capturing those moments, and I think DaCosta found the right one here. It enhances the legend, it's unsettling, it makes you feel vulnerable, just completely surrounded when Candyman is summoned, and that approach winds up creating some eerily stunning and unforgettable visuals. I don't want to get into too many details here, but I do have to tell you, there's one wide shot of a high-rise that I can't stop thinking about in particular right now. DaCosta also could not have assembled a better cast for this movie. There is a shining-like quality to what Anthony is experiencing here, and I use that comparison because there are a couple of images in the movie that felt reminiscent of The Shining, and also because Candyman involves him losing his sanity the deeper he gets into this legend, and Abdul-Mateen makes sure that you feel every single ounce of that. Do keep in mind here that Candyman is a pretty short movie. It's just about 90 minutes, and that's not a lot of time to give these characters a foundation to pull the rug out from under their regular day-to-day, and then to also dig into what Candyman really represents. But DaCosta and her cast make an impressive amount of that work in such a short period. I was also especially taken by how quickly Abdul-Mateen and Tiana Paris, who plays his partner Brianna in the movie, just how quickly they established their deeply loving and dedicated relationship with one another, which is just so absolutely vital because it doesn't take long for the film to start unraveling their world. And another shout out here to Nathan Stewart-Jarrett, who's got just such big screen presence with minimal material and also contributes to that quality of the movie I was just mentioning, playing Brianna's brother, Troy. they really help make sure you see and you feel what's at risk for their characters as they navigate all of this. And that makes the horrors of the film so much more powerful. Now, while I did really like Colman Domingo's performance as Burke, a Cabrini Green resident who proves to be a significant source of information for Anthony, that is an element of the movie that didn't quite come together for me as powerfully as maybe it could have. He does certainly enhance the story, and I think he does so well beyond the simple fact that Burke is a character who nudges the main character, Anthony, through this narrative, but I almost think that someone like Burke could have headlined his own Candyman movie. Anthony and Brianna's perspectives and experiences, they felt pretty full to me and hit hard in the end, whereas Burke fell a little short of that. And yeah, maybe he's designed to be a supporting character here, but given what he's striving to do, I really just couldn't help but to want more, and I did find myself left wanting with a few other characters and thematic points in the film. But where DaCosta's Candyman is especially impressive to me is how it functions as a continuation of that '92 film. Not only does it build upon the mythology delivered in that first movie in a way that makes it especially powerful here in this new one, but there are certain things that they do in this movie that will likely change how I watch the original, and I think change it for the better. And not many horror franchise continuations out there can say that. All right, it is score time. I am giving the 2021 Candyman movie 3.5 Deweys out of 5 on the Dewey Decimovie scale. This isn't your typical studio slasher movie, and I think that's a good thing in this case, but I guess I point that out just to set appropriate expectations. This is a very deliberately paced film. The set pieces, yeah, they can be bloody, but they're understated, and if you're only focused on the surface level of the premise of a community with an urban legend, you are going to miss a lot of what Candyman has to offer. DaCosta and the team, they really go for it here. They're tackling a lot, and some of it does wind up feeling a little bit thin and maybe doesn't quite stick the landing, but when you're taking such bold, creative swings, one, it's hard not to admire them, but two, when you've got such a confident eye and voice behind them like DaCosta's, they are still going to play pretty well and feel mighty impactful in the film. One more thing I want to bring up before I close this out, actually, because I saw this popping up in a lot of social media reactions to the film. It's that many are saying Candyman isn't necessarily scary. And, you know, okay, no, there aren't jump scares. And I've already explained to you that you don't see these kills in a traditional manner, but personally, I found that far scarier regarding the visuals, and then when you get deeper into the mythology and what the movie's really getting at, it adds another type of scare to the equation, one that there is no escaping, even when you shut the movie off in the end. All right, that's where I'm going to leave you on the 2021 Candyman movie. When you check it out, comment section. Get in that comment section. Share your own thoughts right there. Before I say goodbye, we've got Patreon shoutouts, and this is a wonderful group right here. A group that includes Caleb, Stephen, Rosa, Matthew, Neil, and Iman. Familiar names. You've heard them many a times because those are all super dedicated members of the Patreon team that I can't thank enough. To all of you, thank you so much for being a part of this campaign. Please know it makes a difference, and it means a lot to me. To everybody out there watching this review, please give it a like and a share before you leave it, and guess what? Got more coming your way very, very soon.